Hi, I'm Dr. Courtney Harris,
And I'm Crystal Harris.
and then we are with Beyond the Four Walls, and this is the next edition of the Never Quit Marriage series,
Our second one.
second one. We're very excited. It's a lot of potential topics that we want to discuss, and today's topic was going to be on roles, ROLES, not ROLLS. But we're going to just go with the flow and see what happens. The reason that we maybe didn't want to get quite into roles yet is because it is quite an involved topic, and we want to be sensitive to each individual relationship. We know that there are a lot of relationships that are under strain due to different reasons, and part of our decision to maybe not get right into roles, but maybe something a little lighter, is that I am flexible, and that's something that I specifically wanted to throw out there. That's part of my role, is to make sure the needs of my wife is met, and she wanted to maybe go in a different direction.
I don't know. I just know that, where roles, especially when you get into the topic of submission, is sometimes hard to hear as a woman or, as a man, because we both are supposed to submit.
And we submit to one another, and I think that's evident in our decision to just maybe touch on this briefly and keep going, just for the greater good, because it really is a involved discussion of just what your role is and how you respond to the situations of life within this covenant of marriage.
Yes.
We're endeavoring not to just talk off the cuff of just whatever we think sounds good, but we're really, as we said before, basing our relationship and how we respond to one another, how we talk to each other, how we look at each other, our mannerisms, everything. We really want it to be sound, so that we can be always planting good ground for our relationship and marriage down the road. We want to have a good marriage. As we do now, we have a great marriage, actually, and we want to continue to plant seeds that are going to grow for the long haul. I'm planting redwood seeds, those redwoods that can't be chopped down because they're so strong, about a mile wide and width. But, yeah.
But, okay, so just based on what I know about roles as husband and wives, for me, I know that a woman is to respect and honor her husband, right? And respect and honor, to me, says a lot of things, and it represents a lot. So with respect, that means that, I don't know, we shouldn't just be treating our husbands any kind of way, just talking to them any kind of way, so on and so forth. And definitely our husbands shouldn't do that to us either.
Definitely.
But to me, what respect says is that when we come together to make decisions, I have an input. My husband should be able to listen to and hear me, not necessarily just follow everything I'm telling him to do, but he should be able to hear what I'm saying, not just disregard me as, oh, you're the woman, you're the lesser vessel, so therefore I really don't have to listen to your input. I'm the man, I'm the head of the house, so whatever I say, that goes, and I have the final say. So hey, you take that up with God. This is the way God ordered it, kind of way. So we're not going to do that.
Right.
But it does say that, you do have the final say. But as a husband and wife team and walking in unity, God gave you this woman for a reason. When you have a wife, you obtain favor from the Lord. Probably some of that favor could come because, we get wisdom as well, and they have wisdom.
No, it's a lot of great points in that. Going back to just the respect issue, men want to be respected. Men like to feel respected, but to get that respect, you really have to attend to the needs of your wife. My wife is a great blessing. But she, like most women, need and desire to be loved, and you have to give that love to your wife, and you have to give it to a manner in a way that she's going to receive. You can't just say, "Well, you know what? I love my wife. That's why I bring the check home." Well, yeah, it's good to have money, but that's just a small portion.
Right.
There can't just be a satisfying of the bills paid, the mortgage is paid. There's food in there.
Right.
There's
Don't I
that.
buy you everything you need? Don't you
Right.
have all your needs met? Yeah, but I also would like some affection and attention
Yeah.
from you. Just a little love, please.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that emotional piece is very, very important.
It
And
can make and break the woman.
Yeah.
Really, we really depend on our husbands for
yes,
our wives.
yes. And
When
you
he's
have-
feeling bad and making me feel bad, or he's feeling bad, I feel bad. So I mean, the man controls a lot of things, even the
Yeah, men,
floor of the home.
you have you're the thermostat, believe it or not. If you are happy, then you can have a happy home all the time. But if you're down all the time and you're angry all the time, you're gonna have a cold atmosphere in your home, and you really don't want that. You want an atmosphere in your home where people are comfortable. You want the atmosphere that is going to produce an environment where your wife can flourish, because as she said, she has her own set of intellectual ideas that she brings to the table for decisions that we need to make together, right? Now, ultimately, I do make the final decision, but I consider everything that she thinks and feels about a situation, because it's going to affect her entire home, right? I'm going to make the final decision, but how she feels about it, what she thinks about it, is important to me, because as me wanting to be respected and she wants to be loved, I have to consider that. And when you love someone, you do consider what they bring to the table.
Yes.
And you appreciate what they bring to the table, and you don't diminish what they bring to the table, because you love them. So you're going to take that and say, because I love you, I'm going to hear your concerns. And now at the same time, hearing those concerns and those emotions about any given topic, a major decision, a job decision, a decision to move, a decision to have more children, a decision to not to have more children. It's a lot of emotional things behind that. But at the end, as in my position, I take all of that and I ultimately have to look at what's going to be the best for my home. Yes, I'm considering the emotions of my wife and children and all of that, but ultimately I have to take all of that and say, Lord, I want to make the best decision for my family. She may not like it, all of it, but if I can explain to her why I made the decision that I made, which is important. You're making decisions. You got to be able to tell your wife why you did what you did, because you'll never hear the end of it.
That's so true. And, just like when we were talking about the roles, we sat down and we talked about it, and he explained some things to me, and I stated my position, and, we walked away with an agreement, with some unity, and that's the way you want to have. You want to have some peace. When you come to making decisions and you have this conflict, then you need to talk it out. You need to work it out. You need to sit down. You need to hear both sides and not just fight about it. Don't just, come together peacefully about what the issue is. And both sides need to be able to talk it out respectfully, not with frustration, not with anger, but just talking it out with some kind of sense.
But I would disagree with her on one point, in that communication is key. And if you are angry about something, I believe that you can be angry and you can vent your anger in a way that is not disrespectful or demeaning to your spouse.
Be angry and sin not. I do understand that.
Yeah. So we can communicate, but we can be angry about some things. But the point is, we can't stay there. So in that communication, we have to be able to vent. This is how I feel about it. You really hurt me, or you really made me upset, or I'm really disappointed. We have to be able to speak those things, because if you don't speak it and you just walk around, then you got two people just walking around avoiding one another, which is not healthy. You got to know, just like your eating habits is the same for your marriage. You want to put things into the marriage that's going to help it grow, not this going to eat it from the inside out. And holding malice in your heart, hurt feelings, holding that stuff in is going to eat your relationship
Right.
apart.
Like, anger is not sin, but what do you do with that anger can really make or break your marriage. You know, and yes, having those issues is really going to eat away at you. Like, some people, you know, when you're stressed out and so on and so forth, you start to see it. You start to feel it in your body, and it starts to
manifest itself in the body.
Yeah, and it manifests itself in your marriage, and that's not something you want. You want to be able to go ahead and talk those feelings out, those emotions. We do have emotions. Now, one thing we do need to learn how to do is to control them, not let our emotions control us.
Definitely.
You know, this form that we walk in, our flesh, you know, we have feelings, and, you know, we need to be able to have control over our feelings. Don't let our emotions control us. So our emotions are good. You know, we have a sense of what shouldn't be and stuff like that, but we need to walk by an understanding with a clear mind. Okay.
So we hit a lot of points today, and we're, I guess, maybe in this first, I don't know how long it's gonna go, but these first few initial videos that we are doing, we're just sort of establishing a general basis of things, that are going to contribute to the overall growth, and then we're going to fine tune and get into some more specifics. Like, we started out talking about roles a little bit today. We talked about communication. We talked about unity. Those three things in themselves are places that we could stay for a while, an extended period of time, because there needs to be clarity in each of those things to understand how important they are, and know how your part plays into the success of those three different ideals.
So, women, respect your husbands.
Men, love your wives and appreciate how they feel. Don't demean it.
That secular saying, happy wife, happy life.
Oh, happy wife, happy life is true.
Yes, and even in scripture it says, I don't know the specific verse, but that if your woman if you have an issue, if she's having issues, then it can hinder your prayers, meaning that those things need to be worked out in your marriage.
I think that's in the 3rd chapter of 1 Peter. But yeah, definitely it's important to have your ducks in a row. And if you don't understand, you got to communicate. Communicate is important. And you know what? You love each other, then you got to let these issues go. Don't hold on to hurts. Discuss them and move on, because you know what? There's always going to be some bump in the road, but you need to know how to navigate through those things. And communication is really important. Understanding your role within the marriage is really important. And for me, I want to end on this, is that my wife is a nurturer. She's very affectionate. She's very emotional. And I'm the leader, and I have to take everything that she gives. And I appreciate everything that she brings to the table. She brings to our relationship. She brings to our family. And I respond accordingly. That doesn't make me a less of a person. It actually makes me better, because I'm able to give her what she needs in the context of a relationship, and lead us in a productive way. So we want you all to be as equally successful in your marriage, because we're not special in the sense that we have a great marriage and you can't. No, you can have a great marriage, and you can have a great marriage, and you can be a great husband, and you can be a great wife. And we're just looking forward to everyone going to the next level in their relationship. We don't want to talk about divorce. We don't want to talk about separating. We want to work through issues and be the better for it. Because you can't escape issues. Issues are everywhere. Everybody has issues, but the difference between those who make it and those who don't are the ones that can work through it with a sound mind. Talk about what's going on, why it made you mad, and move forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Like, with the issue, like what my husband just said, is with him giving in, and not just giving in to me, but considering me and my feelings. I see him as more of a man. I love him more. I see him more masculine with all of that, you know. So sometimes not always being the strong man and my way is the only way. It's not going to make necessarily your wife view of you better, but giving in sometimes makes it a better perspective for your wife and for your marriage.
Cool.
Just hearing out and considering her.
Cool. Well, I am Dr. Courtney Harris.
And I'm Crystal Harris.
And we are encouraging you to never quit.